With Headway 3.0, there's a new layout selector. Let's take a look at it. What I thought I would do is take a few minutes and actually describe how the page hierarchy with Headway 3.0 works. If you're familiar with developing a theme yourself, the good news is that it works pretty much just like the normal PHP pages work. However, you don't actually have those PHP pages in the visual editor. So the way that the layout selector works is you have four main areas, or four main templates. You have your blog index page, you have your single page, your archive page, and your 404 layout. Now, by default, Headway is going to create a generic layout when you install. Now, if you don't edit any page, or just edit this layout just a little bit, for instance, if we wanted to put another block in here, and I'm just going to put in a widget area and mark it as a horizontal widget. We can do that. We can save. We go all the way down to the bottom. We can see here's our widgets. And we can see that that's happening on every page. This is because of the way that the layout selector works. You can edit one page and have all of your site have the same blocks on each page. However, if you don't want to do that, and much of the time you're not going to want that, the layout selector actually allows you to do more. So you can edit the single page or this single file by clicking edit. And what's going to happen first is the layout is going to get cloned from the blog index. This way, you've got a layout to work with, and you can start moving things around and deciding how you want the layout to work. In this case, I don't want the bottom widget area to show up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that block. And then I'm going to move these blocks down a little bit. And in between here, I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. Now you'll notice I accidentally got them too close to each other, so we'll move these down so everything is green. And then we'll move this back up. Now when we save this, we've got two customized pages. We've got our blog index page and our single page. So let's take a look. Here's our home blog index page. So you can see if we scroll all the way to the bottom, our widgets are right there. And if we click on Hello World again, we can see that that widget area is now gone. And if we scroll up, you can see that we've got our breadcrumbs in here. Now this also works on regular pages. So here's a regular page, and we can tell because we're using just a sample menu here. And you can see that this is showing up as our breadcrumbs. And if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that there's no widget area. So that the way that this single works is if single is customized, everything underneath here, so posts, pages, and media, will all be customized based on this single one. However, we probably don't want the breadcrumbs on our pages. We just really want those on our posts. So if we edit our page and delete the breadcrumbs block, and if we scroll back up here, we can see that we're still on that page. If we just do a refresh, that block is now gone. Now, that page that we're on, image page, is actually underneath the page area here, and it's image page. And you notice that image page also has a little arrow. That's because if we hover over image page. We've got child page and grandchild page. And so those are under the image page. So here's child page and there's grandchild page. So you can start to see how the page hierarchy system works. We can go to our pages and we can edit a single page. So if we didn't want widgets over here, we could remove those and make our content block the full width of the page. Save it. Now when we go to our block quote page, you'll see that there's no widget block here, and it looks different than our image page. Now if you remember, we didn't edit the image page, so if we go to links page, it's going to show the same as image page. And this is because of the way that the hierarchy system was working. We've customized the page and we customized single, and now we've gone ahead and customized the block quote page. And we can see that we've done that by moving to another page and seeing that customize is now there. This also works with posts. So if you wanted to edit specific posts, you could do that as well. We recommend against doing this though, just because your posts should all look somewhat the same. Moving on, archive works the same way as the single works. So under archive, you've got your category, and you've got all your categories listed under there. So if you want to target a specific category with, say, a different background image or you wanted to add a special block on certain category archive pages, you could do that very easily in here. The same goes for author. Depending on how many authors you have, this list could be 5 or 10, or it could just be 1. Hopefully this explains the page hierarchy system and gives you a better idea of how you can start to really customize the different layouts of your website or your blog.